Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Marketing 101. This week we are talking about digital agencies. This has got to be one of the toughest gigs on the planet is to be a digital agency and keep your clients happy. I find it to be very difficult myself, and across many digital agencies, it's very difficult to retain clients long period just because math is math. And if you've dealt with them and you've used them in the past, you know what I'm talking about. There are some that are really great and people keep them for long periods of time and use them. And they are literally their marketing agency that runs their marketing. So they're few and far between. But if you find yourself bouncing between them, we're going to go through the three stages of marketing in a business. And you are going to put yourself into one of those stages or one of those pillars and understand the complexity of why marketing may not be working for you in an agency format when you outsource it, or why it actually may be working really well. It all depends on where your business is. So the digital coach has evolved over time. That's me. And then we called it Enrico Dolcecore marketing and the EDM. And we kept, trying to keep it simple. But really, the digital coach is an evolution of helping hundreds of chiropractors over the last 7 years learn about advertising, and not just Facebook ads. You may know that I do Facebook ads, but across all platforms, events, rapport, building patient base, email marketing, Google ads, Google SEO. I mean, we cover all the bases because I feel like the marketing degree that we all should have as business owners is just not there. And you're not going to go back to school to get this. And I don't recommend it. You're not going to learn much in a university setting anyway. So who cares about that? You got to focus on growing your business. So the digital agency paradigm and why it doesn't work so well is because the agencies need to make money. And that money is their fee. And the fee is what you pay. And what you pay is zero towards a new patient, right? It's the ad spend that creates new patients. So you need to realize where you are in business. You're in starter mode, you're in growth mode, or you're in scale mode. That is the three modes you're in. Starter mode is under 3 years of business, and you're trying to start this thing and launch it into the community. Usually this is where you bounce between digital marketers because money is a little bit tight as far as expenditure, and you end up bouncing between them because you end up realizing the $2,000 retainer plus the $2,000 in marketing, the $4,000 a month that you're spending, you may be closing 1, 2, 3, 4 patients that are coming in through your door. Or here's the biggest problem I've been learning in our industry, in our entire profession, is you don't close. There is no sales. There are no plans. There are no memberships. There are no nothing. And for me, as my voice fades into the distance, into this desert, I have no clue how to help you when it comes to that. But I do, because the digital coach is a coach. And what I do is I end up coaching you as a practice management company and help you develop plans and bundle your services so that you can present them to your community, to the world, just like every other small, medium, and large business does. Why do you feel like you don't need to sell or close or bundle or do a plan? I just don't understand this concept. We have this service-based mentality of like, people love what we do. They're going to come to us and they're going to love it. They're going to get adjusted once and miracles are going to happen. That's not true. It's not true. One adjustment isn't it. I've got my miracle stories as a Blair upper cervical chiropractor, helped tens of thousands of people in 17 years. And I've only got a handful of miracle hole-in-one adjustments. Out of the, I think, million adjustments or more, probably more that I've given, I've got a handful. I got maybe 5 that I can think of after that first adjustment, we changed their life. And we know as chiropractors that first adjustment changes everyone's lives, but the impact that they're looking for of that miracle isn't what it always is, right? It takes time. The point of my story is it takes time. You usually help people over a multiple treatment periods rather than just one. I hope there's no one out there that's like, yeah, I adjust them once and I never see them again. I'd like to meet you and take you out for a beer sometime and you tell me your life story because that's interesting. But The rest of us you have a plan. And in each and every state and province in North America, you have to, by law, under your governing bylaws, under the chiropractic profession, have to have a plan. It's called your SOAP note. SOAP. What's your mother frickin' plan for the patient? There's no way you say on the very bottom, I adjusted them once, their life has changed, they were touched by God, they can go. Like, no one does that. You have to have a plan. Go home and do this. See you in 2 days. Rest. Come back. Like, there's a plan. Okay. Digital agencies, and now we're doing practice management. But there's always a plan. So if you're in starter mode and you don't know what I'm talking about right now, this is why marketing will never work for you. What's your case value average? What's the cost of acquiring someone to your office? What is their average spend in your office? If you don't know these numbers, you cannot spend on marketing. You just don't know what to spend. So 80% of you retaliate in marketing based on your current event. Oh, we're slowing down in the business. Pump some marketing dollars in. Panic. Go onto Facebook. The next marketing agency that has a cool video, you click on, and you go to them and you get on a discovery call, and they're like, yeah, we do marketing different. We do Facebook ads different. And you get sucked into another agency that does the exact same rules, because meta is meta. And if you watch any of my videos, you can learn how to do it yourself and be your own digital agency. So in the starter group, it's a do-it-yourself model. I highly, highly encourage you to learn. And it's not just from the digital coach. There's so many other platforms out there that you can load up. There's free YouTube videos. There are programs you can buy. There are ones you can just watch. There are YouTube blogs that teach you how to run Facebook ads. Start there. There's ones that teach you how to run Google ads. Start there. The question that ends up happening there is like, am I doing it right? I just don't know if I'm doing this right. That's where some help can come into play. Okay, so that's starter mode. If you're in growth mode, now is the time to consider outsourcing marketing to someone that can help you grow. If you did it well yourself, you can now up your marketing and grow yourself. I know this. I've done this twice in my career. You can do it. Then there's the scale pillar. Now you're growing. You have people helping you. Maybe you've got another associate in the office. Maybe you got multiple doctors, whatever it is. You've got a team, you're doing volume, and now you're trying to scale in some other way. Maybe add another doctor or open up another location, or add a new modality to the office. It's going to consume some time. Maybe you have a passion for functional medicine or nutrition, and you're like, I'm going to pull myself into this new lateral in our business. The associate's going to do the adjusting. That's scaling. That's when we start to scale. Is in there. That definitely, you will not have time to run your agency. Just like I've learned over the years, what I've done is we have 3 type of programs in the coaching. All of them offer practice management. You need to know mindset and how to close patients and sell what you do, so that they're there with you for a long period of time. You need time. Time is the factor in what you do to get results. Like I said, the hole-in-one thing is very, very, very rare. It takes time. Even if you perform the best adjustment ever on the planet on their first visit, their body needs time to adapt to that adjustment and make the physiological changes that are going to happen in the nervous system, right? I mean, we know this stuff. I'm not here to reteach chiropractic school to you, but the fact of the matter is time. Everything takes time. And in that time, the more that they see you, the better and faster they will get better. That's a principle that I've learned over 17 years, is that the more I can see someone, the better they'll get. And we typically go off of symptoms with this. So those of you may know this. If you've ever done spinal decompression, I've learned this, and it's been really hard for me to adapt because I've always been in the upper cervical model. So in the spinal decompression, and I keep running into these different manufacturers, DOC table, the DRX 9000, I get to talk to them at these events, and I ask them the science questions. They're like, oh, no. Someone comes in and they're in extreme pain. You need them on the machine every day, 5 days a week. I was like, really? I definitely don't do that. One guy said, man, if they come in with an MRI and they're herniated, you might want to do this twice a day. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, morning, afternoon, 20, 30-minute sessions on these decompression tables. And that's their, and we started this, folks, night and day, getting people better faster. But it requires more time in the office, more appointments in a condensed time. And for We've had our decompression table for 5 years now. And unfortunately, sorry, everyone in 2021, I didn't serve you well. Everyone in 2024, getting way better service because I learned something more on how to use the table better. So there is science behind it. That's just one example of a modality that truly works. And we weren't doing the 5 days a week. There's all these other settings in the machine. And we're like, we only use those two. We use the two safe ones because it's a multi-doctor office. The young associates don't want to hurt anybody. They're like, what's the safest? Same thing here. We're getting a cold laser next week into our office. We're going to lateral this. With everything I know in Facebook marketing, I am going to pump this. We are going to get clients. We're going to get a bunch of leads for cold laser, class 4 laser. Fine. I'm getting it to light up the brain with the neuro stuff we do in the pediatrics. My associates are like, I'm not touching the brain. I'm not doing it. And the reason we're bringing in cold lasers is because my associates have used it more so recently than I have. I used to use it 10 years ago in Canada, class 3B. And now I'm like excited about class 4. And they're like, no, the brain. What are you talking about, the brain? I'm like, yeah, the brain. Like, that's why I'm going to get it, is I want to help this niche that we help, the brain. And it's so funny to get that. So they want to use it for sports injury. But anyways, see how we can use this device. The shiny things are not here to make you more money. They're here to serve your community better. When you serve your community better, guess what happens? You make more money. It's like eating well and sleeping well. You eat well, you sleep well, and you're not for results. You do not eat well and sleep well to lose weight. You don't. You eat well and sleep well to stay well. The side effect is you're going to maintain a healthy weight. That's the side, right? Okay. So why am I preaching to doctors? You guys know this stuff. Digital agencies, they're not bad. It just, man, it's a tough gig for them to keep you happy. And remember the rules. If you listen to my stuff, it's 3-to-1, 4-to-1, or more return on investment with your marketing. If you're not getting that, and I think it's because doctors end up learning this. They learn this. Every marketer will come up to you like, Doc, what's your case average? Do you sell $2,000 care plans? And you're like, I guess my average is 2,000. Like, great. Then all you need to do is close 2 patients a month, and it pays for itself. We're going to get you 10 to 20. They know what you're looking for. You're like 2, 10, that's 5-to-1. Wow, this sounds too good to be true. Negate the 20. That's a 10-to-1 return. Highly doubt it. So then what they don't understand is, now if you do help patients for $2,000, I'm just going to assume you charge $100 a visit just to keep this easy. You're going to need to see this patient 20 times to get that full $2,000, right? I don't know if you're going to do once a day for 20 days straight, or you can do one every day for 40 days straight, or maybe you're going to do this over 60 days. That's 2 months, right? It's going to take you 2 months to collect that $2,000, to work for it, to collect it, correct? Marketers are going on a month-by-month basis. They're like, no, see, we closed 8 last month. See, we nailed it. And then the next month, if they don't close 8, you're down, and you're still working on the first month. And then that 5-to-1 or 4-to-1 turns to 3-to-1. And the longer you work with them, you end up realizing it's a 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 ratio. It's not worth it, because the 4 that you're making is the 4 that you're paying them, unfortunately. And why? It's because your systems are not set up on the back end to help grow. You're stuck in starter mode. So you need to decipher this. If you are confused, you're like, I thought I was in growth mode. I'm out of practice for more than 3 years, but I feel like I'm in starter mode, and you're stuck in this wibble wobble. Get on a discovery call with me. Let's just talk about it for free. Let's just talk and see, so you can clear the path. I talked to so many doctors that talk to me once, and then they'll text me like a month later, just tell me how everything's going, just because I love it, to clear up their mind so that they can look at business a little bit different. And usually it's their fears holding them back. I was just on a call yesterday with a lady, was just learning Blair after 20 years in practice. And she's like, man, you do Blair. Like, do you have a job? Can I come work for you? I'm like, but you're like 3 hours north. Why would you drive 3 hours a day to come work here? Like, that makes no sense. Why don't you open up where you're at? She's like, I was looking at other chiropractors to maybe work with. I'm like, that's a great starter mode. Maybe you can get into a practice, no overhead, pay a small rent to the doctor, or 1099. That's great. But why wouldn't you open up? How many doctors are in your area? She's like, 1. I'm like, you need to open up in your area. Like, you got to conquer that area. It's yours. She's like, yeah, he's old. He's going to retire soon. I'm like, there you go. Go talk to him. Maybe you can work with him slowly and have a retirement plan for him in the next 3 years. So when he's out, you're there. And now you convert it to a Blair practice or full spawn, whatever you want to do. And she's like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. I'm like, great. And it was like a 15-minute conversation. And that's so just the clarity from somebody else coming in. That's what a great coach does. So yes, I love the marketing. Yes, I'm like, man, you got to market your business. That's how you grow. That's how you get the word out. That's how you help and serve more people. I'm good at that. But it's the back end. The digital marketers can never give you the back end because they're not chiropractors. That's the difference between it. So don't get mad at them. They're doing the one thing. They're trying to do it their best, but each market's very different. So the testimony that they give you from New Jersey and you're in Birmingham, Alabama, it's going to be very different. You're not going to be Dr. Tony from New Jersey. You're going to have a very different outcome with Facebook ads in Birmingham, Alabama. Actually, you're going to do a lot better than New Jersey because that's how the demographics work. But that is it. Marketing agencies, good, bad, ugly. You got them all out there. If you need some guidance in them, I've got some good friends that run some great ones that I highly recommend. Give me a call, text me. I'll recommend them to you. My structure is very different. It's a coaching structure. We're on a call every week, no matter which level you have. I've got 3 levels. I've got my starter level where we're on every week. We're teaching you how to do the ads. We got the medium level where we're growing your practice. We're running on all mediums. And I have the enterprise level where you hire me and I train your team twice a week to become a digital agency inside of your office. So these are for the people that are currently running ads, either with an agency or themselves, and are like, screw this. We got to take this in-house because I can't keep paying them $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month. I want to bring that in. So that makes sense. And I've run into a couple of those. That's cool. Now your CAs, now your managers are all in there becoming your agency. They're like, and they love it. They're like, this is what they're doing. I'm like, that's all they're doing. You can do this. They're like, oh, we already do it. We already have to call all the leads. We already have to do all this. I'm like, I know. Now this is the 2 buttons you click on and off when you want to run ads. And they're like, oh my gosh. And this is how you fix your keyword. And they're like, oh, for Pete's sake. But we build the system, the automations, the text reminders, the email send outs. We have that all run in through the platforms, and they can build as many different funnels as they want. So that's what marketers are doing, but they're doing it on their side, keeping it hidden. So once you quit, it's gone. We're doing it inside your office. So once you're done with me and you're like, we're done, we know how to do this, you own all the software, you own everything. We build it inside of your office. So those are the 3 levels. I know the third one sounds really good, but you got to be there to do that in your practice and doing that. Many of you need the mindset and clarity to do that. If this podcast hit home for you, reach out to me. Just send me a text, send me info@enricod.com, text me, send me a message on Facebook, whatever it is, say, Doc, how do I talk to you? And I'll have the link for my booking with me right underneath here. So you can just click on it and do it anytime. But no, do you need a digital marketer? It depends. Do you need an agency to run your marketing for your office? It depends what pillar you're at. If you're scaling, absolutely get that off your mind. Let someone else do it. Whether you build it in-house or have a marketing team do that. If you're growing, you're going to grow faster if you don't spend all that money on fees. And if you're in startup mode, it depends. If you're just starting your office, like right now, you're in the business plan, getting a loan. I mean, I would incorporate a digital marketer in your business loan or a coach immediately. Put that fee in there for 12 months and tell the bank, this is the marketing that we're going to do to scale, to grow our office fast. That way, when you open your business and you think you got it, and now you need to do marketing, it doesn't become an expenditure on top of your current base to get you there. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully some great tips for you there. There's some great ones out there. There's some ugly ones out there. It all depends on what you're looking for and what you need. Keep doing what you do. And thanks for all that you do because the world needs you. Keep it up.